Hello, everybody, and welcome to You Have Beauty Care Choices, Beauty Care Choices premier beauty education event where we teach you how to be super choosy about your products. Today, we are meeting with Actiiv Hair Science, which I am super excited about because I really love this brand. I have used their Renew before, and it's kind of a game changer, so I'm overly excited to get to talk to this educator. This woman is amazing. She knows hair inside and out, is truly a hair loss expert, an education expert, and a staple in our beauty industry. Let's bring on the Director of Education for Actiiv Hair Science, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer.
Hey, how are you doing today?
Very good. How are you?
Doing very good. Thank you for such kind words. I appreciate it.
Of course. Well, I appreciate getting to work with you. You make my days better, for sure. So
Awesome.
let's talk a little bit about Actiiv. What is Actiiv?
Sure. So Active is a plant-based shampoo and conditioner line, and we've added a little more onto that, but we are mainly a plant-based shampoo and conditioner hair care line. We have one line for hair loss, all things hair loss, and we have another line for hair acceleration and restoration. So it's a very simple, natural-based product that reaches a certain level in our follicle that allows for longevity and a stronger follicle and hair grow out. So very
Yes.
simple, very cool. Yeah.
Very simple, very cool. I love your guys' tagline. You kind of have two of them that I see a lot. One of them is unlock the power of the plant, which is so cool. Just
Yes.
knowing that it's vegan, plant based, very clean. And then the other one that kind of draws me to Active is it's the 5 minutes every other day system. So we see a lot of companies that focus on hair loss have daily or even morning night topicals. You guys are a 5 minutes every other day, and how different is that?
Yes, absolutely. It makes it a lot more achievable, especially for folks that do not shampoo but 3 times per week. We're all shampooing till the end of time. So it's just as simple as replacing 3 shampoos per week for the best hair ever. So it's not any additional work, that's for sure.
That is so much fun. I was recently, I told you before we went live that I was on your guys' Instagram watching through, and it was so funny. One of the reels that you had done was the "Am I the villain" sound, which is super trending of for people who don't leave their shampoo on for 5 minutes. So where does that 5 minutes? Why is 5 minutes so important when it comes to your guys' shampoos?
Sure. Yeah, 5 minutes is important. I'm going to pull out my little hair model here because I'm so used to teaching with this.
Oh, I love it.
Hopefully you can see it. Is that right? Can you
Yeah.
see that? Yeah. Okay. It's transposed, so it messes with my brain for just a minute. So the 5 minutes is super vital and important because it allows time for our green tea delivery system to deliver these nutraceutical ingredients all the way
Mm.
to the dermal layer. So this is obviously a blown up version of our from our epidermis into our follicle. And when the shampoo sits on the scalp for 5 minutes, it allows time for that green tea to open and energize this
Ah.
channel and these cells, and all of our ingredients are able to penetrate to that level. That is important because that is where hair is beginning. That's the beginning stages of hair, but that is
Right.
also where hair loss begins as well. So I think that's why we have so much success with these products, because we're not just focused on the existing hair and the scalp health, which is
Mhm.
super important. We're actually getting down to the dermal layer where it's all beginning, so we can actually
Yeah.
stop hair loss in its tracks. So that's the vital part of the 5 minutes. And a lot of folks set a timer or put music on for 5 minutes. Stress is related to hair loss too. So we all deserve 5 minutes of peace in the shower. So it makes it very easy and almost a spa like experience.
I love that. Yeah, it's the 5 minutes to de stress while you're also de stressing your hair follicle right at the root. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I want to bring up we have a collage of kind of all the products so everyone can see what they look like. It's so beautiful, easy to kind of you look and you know which product was which is great. Um, let which way do you want to start with? Which one is what's the difference between, we see the Renew, which is the green bottles, and the Recover, which are the colorful ones? Where should we start first?
Sure. We'll start with, since we're kind of already talking about hair loss, we'll start with Recover first.
Okay.
And when I was learning the brand, I thought of Recover, Regrow, and that's kind of how I differentiate the two.
Okay.
But there's a men's and a women's in that category, and that is because our bodies react differently to hair loss. So the men's is specific for men's and the women's for women's.
Okay.
And then there's a unisex conditioner that we use in that category. It's the gray bottle, Recover Thickening Conditioner. And so those two, they go together. So it's a treatment together. So you do the shampoo 5 minutes, 3 times per week on the scalp. You rinse that shampoo and then you follow up with the conditioner, which is super important part of the treatment. It offers 20% of the benefits. And it's going to work on your scalp health, and it's going to work on preventing breakage on your existing hair. So the conditioner finishes off that treatment, and then you're all good to go and all set up. And those bottles last 90 plus days.
Wow.
So that's a huge value. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a huge value. That really gives you, by the time you should use it up, then your hair's kind of had a second to go through a while of that anagen phase, the growth phase then, right?
Exactly. You got it. That's exactly right. Yeah.
And so for the men's and the women's, you said it reacts differently for women and then men. Is one like more stronger than the other, or is it really truly just based off of men's and women's hormones? I know we've had calls before of, oh, I accidentally ordered the men's one. Is it still okay to use? How would you direct people in regards to that?
Sure. One is not necessarily stronger than the other. The men's has more saw palmetto in it, which is a palm, a low-lying palm plant that really digs in to reduce DHT. DHT is a hormone that is in all of our bodies. It is in men's bodies more because it's derived from testosterone. Men naturally have more testosterone. So saw palmetto is in the men's more because that's more of their challenge. And what DHT does eventually is kind of builds up in the follicle like cholesterol in our arteries. It causes it slows down the growth process, and it slows down the nutrients being absorbed. So what Actiiv Recover for men with that extra saw palmetto does is digs in there to cleanse out that DHT, prevent more DHT from being produced, and then work on the inflammation that's caused by that. In the women's, there's more of a clover extract, and the reason for that is our hormones protect our follicles. And so that's good until our hormones start fluctuating, right? With life and stress and all the things. And so the women's is going to dig in there, and basically what those ingredients do is build a protective barrier over our follicle, much like our hormones do, and helps to reduce that inflammation. So that's really the difference there. There is an instance where, and if someone does pick up the men's by accident, and that's okay, it's no big deal. They just may want to switch around to the women's the next time or vice versa. I will say, as women, as we age, our estrogen goes down and our testosterone goes up. So there's more chance for DHT there. So at some points, if a gal feels like she's not getting results from the women's and she's older, maybe let's say 45 and above, then she could use the men's as well. Sometimes you can flip-flop, but the good news is there's really no right or wrong way. Everybody's hair reacts differently and everyone's body is different. So it's just, that's the simple part about it. You can just use the women's or the men's, and yeah, there you go.
I love when we get to put it out there and kind of explain it for people too, because I know some women struggle with being testosterone dominant. There's a few, conditions I think of or whatever that, well, if you are testosterone dominant and the women's didn't work, do not give up hope. That's just what the men's is for then. And so the condition, I always read it as the cleansing treatment, the shampoo treatment. So the conditioner is still a treatment as well, you said. 20% of the benefits?
Yeah. So what I typically say is, would we ever do half of a treatment? And no, we wouldn't. So we would finish out the job, so to speak.
Yes.
And so the conditioner is going to get in there and truly help to nourish the scalp that needs some extra love from just aging and the wear and tear on our scalp. And if you're losing your hair, your scalp is often very sensitive and irritated. So aloe is actually in our shampoo and our conditioner, and it's the first ingredient in the conditioner. So it gets in there to soothe that scalp. It helps to kind of finish off the treatment, so to speak, and then it's going to help to protect your existing hair from UVA, UVB rays. It has a conditioner, sorry, it has an SPF in it. And then it helps to strengthen your existing hair and color prevention, color fadage prevention. So the conditioner is definitely a vital part of the treatment. Yes.
Good to know. I know that conditioner is the thing that we tend to get really addicted to, of like, I don't know though, I have my favorite conditioner. So if somebody does, do they play well? So like if you're washing 3 times a week with Active, you could potentially use your favorite conditioner in between, or is it best to just use the Active system?
Sure, you can. That's the beauty of our products. So if someone does have a favorite shampoo and conditioner that they love using weekly, they can still use that product for sure on their in-between days with Active. And then I often say, if you do have that favorite conditioner and you can't seem to do without, if you could at least put the Active Recover conditioner on your scalp on your active days. And then if you want to run another favorite conditioner mid to ends, that's perfectly fine as well. So the scalp is really the important part when it comes to that conditioner and shampoo, because that's where we're getting all the magic happening there.
Yeah, that's where we're providing that extra protection and care for is at the roots. That totally makes sense. Cool. I love the Recover, and I love that you guys also, this is a 90-day bottle, so you guys came out with those travel sizes that are kind of like a trial kit. I have them right behind my head.
Yes. And so that's like a 30-day-ish kit. And so it's a great, like, try me. Maybe you want to see how your hair responds to it. Is it going to keep your curl pattern, all of that stuff. Also, it's a legit travel size. And it's also, just great for 30 days to try out. Now, sometimes you'll see results in 30 days and sometimes you may not. You have to think. Hair issues, whether it's hair loss or anything, it doesn't happen overnight. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get in there and heal. But those travels are amazing for just travel or to try out for 30 days as well.
Very cool. I love the little boxes too. And just to, so many people struggle with sensitive scalps or allergic to this or allergic to that. So it's great. In the Recover line, so we talked about the saw palmetto, which is kind of a DHT blocker. We talked about the women's providing a barrier around your scalp. What is your active ingredient? Is there the biotin, the minoxidil? What do you guys find it useful and active?
So there's no minoxidil in our products. That's a chemical-based ingredient that we chose to not put into our products. We work with more plant-based ingredients such as saw palmetto. We have lavender. We have Bacopa monero, which is a plant as well that works big with inflammation. We have sunflower seed oil. We also offer sea berry extract, which is an incredible antioxidant that really does feed those cells to keep them vital and alive. We also have, I'm trying to think, aloe, lavender, Bacopa monero, saw palmetto, clover. Yeah, our ingredients are super easy to read on the back of the bottle, which makes it fun. Yeah.
Cool. And so that's the Recover line. That's Recover, Restore, Regrow. So where does Renew fit into the whole process?
Yeah, so Renew is a very fun and creative product. And when our founder, Jared Reynolds, developed Recover, he thought, okay, well, if I can help with hair loss, can I also help with other hair challenges, such as slow growth or breakage or the inability for color or treatments to penetrate? So Renew was designed to help to reawaken the hair cycle. Sometimes when we have stressors or allergens or some things we go through, we may not be losing our hair, but our hair just may stop in its tracks. And it may have a time period where we don't see any growth. And so, so Renew gets in there and kind of revs that engine up with an ingredient called alpine willow herb. And what that ingredient does is it increases. Yeah, it's cool. It increases cellular turnover, which means if our cells turn over faster, we heal faster, and then we stay in that growth cycle for 40% longer.
Wow.
So, yeah, so this can be a very fun product. You can think of outside the box. Maybe you're a bride to be and you want your hair to grow faster. Maybe you want to grow out your natural color faster, or
Mm-hmm.
you just want to kind of grow your hair out faster in general. You can do that. Also, Renew works from the inside out, just like Recover. So it's going to produce a stronger hair from the beginning. So if you just naturally have kind of sensitive, brittle hair, this product is going to get in there and restore that for you. It
Okay.
also helps to heal and seal the cuticle so that all your other services that you have done in the salon will work better. Your color will stay better. You'll have stronger, shinier, more healthy hair with Renew.
So this kind of sounds like a catch-all for people. It's the people that, oh, my hair just won't grow past here. Oh, my hair is so resistant to color, perm, everything. Or so it kind of covers the whole gamut of everybody else. It almost sounds like.
Yes, absolutely. And it also, because it naturally makes your growth cycle longer, it
Mm-hmm.
it decreases your shedding cycle. So if you're
Oh.
just a natural shedder, like your density is good to go, but if you just shed a ton and it's aggravating, Renew will help to reduce that as well.
For
So,
those people who have to clean out their shower drain every single shower.
yes.
Those people.
Yes.
I think I fall into that category. It's like I have to clean my brush every time, but at the end of the day, I guess I'm okay.
Yeah, so it works well for that as well. Now, a lot of times I get asked, can I use Recover and Renew?
Hmm.
And the answer is yes, but you want to make sure you take care of hair loss concern first.
Okay.
So our best practice with that is to use 2 bottles of Recover first. If you want the best of both worlds, that's about 6 months, and that really establishes foundationally the health of your follicle.
Oh,
And
okay.
then if you want to switch over to Renew and make it grow faster and all of that, then you can do that afterwards. And then at that point, you can kind of flip flop around as you would like, depending upon, how your hair's responding and what's going on.
What's
So,
happening in your life? If you're all of a sudden back under the
yeah,
huge stresses, it's like, well, maybe I should just go back to my recover. And so with
exactly.
and Renew has its own conditioner that's different than the thickening conditioner, yes?
Yes,
So
that's correct. Go ahead.
I
Sorry.
was just good. So where do we see the difference? Because it kind of seems, similar. So one's thickening, but you wouldn't want to mix the Renew cleansing treatment with the thickening conditioner. Do you always want to use it with this healing one, or?
Actually, you can have flexibility with the conditioners. If you would like to flip flop the conditioners, you can definitely do that. The scenarios that I see that happening
Yeah.
is a lot of times with people with a lot of color treated hair, blondes
Oh.
specifically, they really do enjoy that Renew conditioner. It has a little bit more hydrators in there.
Oh.
It's got about the same ingredient content, but it is a little bit more hydrating because it's really designed for those color treated, over processed, dry, damaged hair. So you can feel free to flip flop the conditioners if you would like. Renew conditioner still is 20% of the treatment benefits. It also has that SPF 15 in there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to help with the cuticle strength as well.
Got it. And so the healing conditioner, does that not have the SPF? Does that not have
No,
the
they both,
aloe,
yeah,
or they both do?
yes, both do.
They
Yeah.
both do. Very interesting. I love how much you guys use the aloe too. It just seems like aloe is a superhero product, and it really is like first or second on all of your products. And all of them even have that little bit of an aloe smell, which just smells clean and fresh, and it's gorgeous. I
It
love
is for
them.
sure.
Cool. And then the next one that I kind of wanted to bring up, and you wanted to bring up, it's a newer hair care item. It's the SPF hair and scalp spray. So
Yes, yes.
I honestly, I have not, it looks like sunscreen, but it's for your hair. What in the world is this?
Okay, so this is a super exciting product. I will tell you that we got a lot of requests for this because a lot of folks wanted something that wasn't in a tube is something they could spray on to protect, because
Mm-hmm.
when you are fine and thin haired, or anyone, maybe you don't want your red hair to fade in the sun or all of those things, you need to protect that scalp. So sun damage obviously causes inflammation and can cause skin cancer. So this product is super, super great. It is, I will say, you can spray and use it anywhere. I used
Okay.
it all summer, all over my skin and my hair. And so what you want to do, if you're applying it to hair, you would like to apply it to dry hair. And you can just do a little spray all over, or, kind of a little deeper in if you need to. And that's going to give you protection from the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's going to help out with reducing color fadage. And it has a lot of hydrators in there to help with scalp sensitivities. And it also has saw
Oh,
palmetto in there as well, and a surge of B5 vitamins, which helps with texture.
okay.
So the way to use it is just give a little shake to it and spray it wherever you would like. And spray it in pan if you'd like to apply it to your face. It's a fun product. It's easy to uses our active line shampoos, they can absolutely use the SPF 30.
Uh-huh.
It gives an SPF of 30, and it's water resistant for 80 minutes. So it's
Wow.
super easy to throw in a gym bag or out in your golf bag or kayaking or whatever it may be, to protect your hair and your skin from the sun, with all natural based ingredients. And it also does not leave that like weird sunscreeny feeling. It's a kind of like
Mm.
a dry oil, and it absorbs in immediately. So no
Okay.
weird residue throughout the day.
No, so it doesn't have any sort of like hold or styling to it either. It really is just a nice protection, a nice layer of that SPF. And this is where
Exactly.
your
Yes.
daily use product kind of comes in.
Exactly.
Very cool. I know we had a graphic of kind of how the sun can penetrate your hair. And so I did just want to share this with everybody about how much I guess your hair is not a hat at the end of the day. And so this is kind of like putting a hat on. Would you think that?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that analogy. I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and that works out. And the sun is hitting us a lot more than we think, and we're in the
Yeah.
sun a lot more than we think, especially in the warmer weather, but also in the winter, when there's snow on the ground and the
Mm-hmm.
sun hits the snow, the reflection's actually stronger when it's
Ah,
not. And so you do need to protect your skin in the winter as well. But yeah, this image is showing you that photons, which is what comes from the sun
from
that
the sun.
causes that damage, more of those are going to be hitting your skin and hair if you don't have that protection, whether it be a product or a hat or whatever, right?
Whatever the is. And so this is your sun protection, and the sun protection is also color protection, right? Would
Yes,
you have like
absolutely.
this is a almost like a fade prevent even for if you've got
Yes.
colored hair?
Yes, I would say that for sure. And we also have olive oil in this product, which
Ooh.
helps to reflect those rays as well. But yes, it does help with color fadage for sure. And it's just a quick spray, and then you don't have to worry about your color fading as much or turning a funky tone.
Yeah, I know a lot of times, especially with the blonde hair, you can see any tone that comes through my hair. Like, oh, today it's this color. Why? Because the world's this color today. That I am always looking for the next best color protection, the next best thing to keep the tones out. So this is something that would definitely help for that. What is the active ingredient for the SPF specifically? Do you know?
Well, there are four ingredients that work to protect from the sun, and this is a small percentage. But the big ingredient that we're working
Yeah.
with for that protection from the sun is olive oil. So there's
Okay.
been a lot of studies been put into olive oil being a sun protectant, and that's why Jared chose to put that in there. And the B5 is also a protectant. I'm looking at my notes. And then this also has green tea in it. So just like our shampoos, it has those antioxidants to protect your cellular health, whether it be on the scalp or the hair. But yeah, olive oil is really that big ingredient we're using to block the rays. And so
I
with that
love
being
that.
said,
Olive oil, it's not something that anybody would first think of. It just seems so innovative and progressive and really you guys take that power of the plant to the 10th level with something like olive oil for your SPF, which I would have never thought of.
Yeah, me either. And our extraction process is pretty brilliant with that and with olive oil. So molecularly, it's not going to make your hair like oily or greasy or weigh it down. We didn't add any of that to it. So it's a super lightweight
Ah.
protective spray. It will not hinder your style for the day. So that's good.
So that's where you get it's still a dry oil. It still absorbs. It
Mhm.
doesn't feel like, you sat in extra virgin olive oil all day because
Right.
that would be weird.
Right.
That
Good
is
point.
beautiful. I love this. It feels like we go through the products so fast. So in just these few minutes, we've covered the Recover in the men's formula, which has the saw palmetto, DHT blockers. We've covered the women's formula to provide that extra barrier when our hormones aren't doing it for us. The Recover conditioner, which is 20% of the treatment, which I did not know, and I'm going to have to write down so that way I remember that, nope, it is a huge part. The Renew, the treatment, and the conditioner, and then the SPF. And it's so many products, but it's so streamlined and you make it so easy for anybody to understand. You can just walk right up and know what you're getting yourself into. All of them powered by the plant. It's just a very cool brand, and I love getting to learn all about these. I would have never known that about saw palmetto. I would have never. It's very fun.
Right. It is. It's good information for sure. And it's, these Recover specifically can be used for postpartum, post chemo, COVID related hair losses, thyroid issues, stress of any sort, hormone deficiencies, all of these things, that we all go through as humans. It's so nice to just use a shampoo to help out with that. So
it's so nice to have just the one shampoo too of like, well, have you experienced any of this growing list? Yeah, of course. Here's just one product. Go ahead and give it that a try. And remember, it's really concentrated. Please don't let your tube just go for 30 days. You're using too much.
That's right. Yeah, it is concentrated. It does foam up really beautifully. And once it's applied to the scalp, the foam dissipates completely over the 5 minutes. Then you rinse that and then follow up with the conditioner. If you use a lot of products and you'd like to pre-cleanse with something, maybe you have a lot of mousse or dry shampoo in, that's perfectly fine. I would pre-cleanse first and then use Active Renew or Recover on top of that. And that's 3 times per week.
In 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes. And if you don't shampoo 3 times per week, it's okay. It just takes a little bit longer for those results to kind of ramp up. But sometimes when people are when their hair's really suffering, they're willing to make the adjustment for 3 times per week, especially when they realize how hydrating and how thick and full and shiny it does make your hair.
Got it. We have a question coming in, and it says, what do you recommend for preventative care? Like if you via pandemic flu, via postpartum, that you're probably when would you recommend starting on the Renew versus Recover, and when for prevention?
Sure. A great question. Prevention is absolute key when it comes to hair loss and hair restoration. So the earlier, the better. So if you know something is coming up, like, you're going to have a baby, you're going to have a surgery, something like that, I would recommend it earlier, the better.
Okay.
If you really can plan it out 3 months before the surgery, the baby, whatever, would really be ideal. So if you can grab a bottle of Active Recover before your stress related event or surgery or whatever it is, 3 months before, because our hair cycle kind of acts in about a 90-day time period, a 3-month time period. So that would be amazing. And by the way, our products are safe to be used on all hair textures, all hair types, all ages. There's no chemicals in our product, and it does not hit the bloodstream. So you can even use it during pregnancy and during nursing. So get a hold of it earlier, the better. That way you give your follicle a chance and you give it that extra protection before things start happening to it.
Especially when you do have moments when it's coming, like surgeries or anything like that. So it's about 3 months would be your ideal starting point for the prevention, and you would just jump straight into the Recover.
Absolutely. Yes.
Good
Absolutely.
to know. Well, I have learned so much. Is there anything else about Active that everybody should know?
Oh, goodness. Well, I don't think so. We offer a 16-ounce size as well. I'm not sure
Right.
if you knew that, Allison, but it's a 6 to 8 month supply for the customer. So that's kind of nice to have too. Maybe you have 2 people in your household that really need to get a hold of it. That product's going to last longer. But also we have a newer product coming out in the spring.
Oh,
And so I'll have to come back and talk about it, but I can give you a sneak peek.
yes.
It is called Amplify, and it is a
Ooh.
lash and brow strengthening and growth system. So it's going to be super amazing. So
Just taking that hair growth all over.
yes, exactly. Exactly. So, and it was working with a pumpkin seed oil. So it's super hydrating, full of nutrients. So that will be for lashes and brows. So yeah, we're growing and learning all types of newer technology to help keep all of our hairs in order. So
That is so exciting because, you know, when stress hits, it does not just hit the hair on your head, it's the hair on your
that's right.
head.
That's exactly right. Yep.
That is so exciting.
So,
Well, I already kind of mentioned you guys have Active Hair has a beautiful Instagram with some of the funnest reels. If you want to follow Active on there, are you on social media anywhere? If people had questions or with more tips and tricks, or how else will we follow Active?
I would hit up our Instagram page or our Facebook page, and we also have a YouTube page as well that we're starting to build now. So any of those you can reach out, and if it's an educator-based question, I'd be happy to answer it. But we have a whole team of people that really know the brand and the products. Also, I don't think I mentioned, but all of our products are color safe. So that's super important. Color safe, perm safe, extension safe, smoothing treatment safe. So you name it, whatever's going on, you can have Active and feel safe that it will keep all of that preserved for you.
All of that preserved. Yes, they are SLS free, vegan, cruelty free, all of those good things that just make a partnership for us so much better.
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing all of these. I'm going to take this home with me, the SPF 30, for sure. I appreciate your time. I've learned so much, and I absolutely love getting to work with Active on a regular basis. It's a great brand.
Well, thanks, Allison. I appreciate that so much, and we enjoy working with you as well. And thank you guys for offering this platform to educate on, how to make better choices with products. I think it's really cool. So thank you so much.
Gotta be choosy and take the power of the plant, right?
That's right.
Have a wonderful weekend, Jennifer, and thank you.
Thanks. You too. Take care. See you soon.
All right. So that is the Active Hair Science brand. 5 minutes every other day, an easy, doable commitment to having thicker, fuller hair and really taking the plant, the power of the plant, and giving it to yourself. If you have any other hair questions, we do have licensed cosmetologists that answer our phones. The number is below. They also answer all of the direct messages and things that we get on the social medias. So please feel free, reach out, let us help you. Make the right choices for your hair needs, your scalp needs, your overall beauty needs. Beauty Care Choices is the premier for beauty with care. I appreciate everybody and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.